Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Vanessa Collins, joined by Jean Ings. We are here at Porsche Sacramento with Tully Williams and some amazing future leaders in training here at the Niello company. So, to start, if we could go down the line and give yourselves a quick introduction.
Well, I'm Tully Williams, but here are the three superstars. So first up, Ronnie.
I am Ron Thomas. I'm a general sales manager at a Land Rover and Rockland store, and I've been with the Niello company about 4 years now.
I'm Justin Watts. I'm the general sales manager for Niello BMW Mini, and I've been with the Niello company for roughly over 10 years now.
My name is Andre. I am the general sales manager for this beautiful location, Porsche Sacramento, and I've been with the company for going on almost a decade now. So,
Awesome. Now, Tully, I'm curious, how did this leadership program at the Niello company take shape?
It was great. So it started where what we want to develop are great general managers and great leaders. And a lot of times what happens is that a lot of times general managers are just glorified sales managers, no offense. And our goal is to teach all of these great leaders the whole package of the store. And my job is first, it started really more as a fixed conversation. But now, as we do it weekly, we call it our secret meeting, is that we talk about whatever is coming up. So we talk about financial state. We talk about schedules. We talk about fixed things. We actually talk a lot about sales things, but they probably know a little bit more than I do on. But our goal is to build them to be great leaders for being our next general managers. And that's where the focus of this is. And that's the reason why it's one of my funnest meetings I have each week. We do it weekly, by the way.
Wow, it's incredible.
What a wonderful conversation. There's a lot of training that goes into fixed ops. What has been some of your favorite learning opportunities so far?
Well, for me, it's really seeing the similarities between the sales process and the fixed op process. There's really so much that if you runs, coincides with each other.
Yeah.
The meet and greet, the customer pulls into the service drive as when the customer pulls into the dealership. You praise the vehicle. You take a look at the situation. You see what you have. You take the pictures. You go from there. There's really a lot of similarities.
Absolutely. Ron, anything to add?
yeah, really for me, it's just diving into the fixed ops side of things. I've been around the business my entire life. My father's been in the car business on the sales side 35 years now. So for me, it was just really diving into and totally getting a real grasp on what actually goes on over there. And just, I love learning. So it's been great.
Yeah. Andre?
Yeah, I agree. I think one of the biggest things, I agree with Tully. A lot of the sales managers are, kind of glorified, or the GSMs are a lot of glorified sales managers, and that eventually ends up being a general manager. The downside is most of us in the sales business and as sales managers don't really know much about the fixed ops operation. I think, the best part about this is to see the big picture, the overall picture of what the dealership does and why what we do impacts them so much. Instead of just focusing on sales alone, we get to see every single detail of why it's important to the overall business, which is really good.
Yeah. Now, you also train on the P&L statement. So, how has this helped you to make impacts in business?
I'm going to take that first. Is I believe that a lot of times when you're focused on the sales management, right, or if you're a service manager, you're focused on producing hours or selling units, right, in F&I products. And our job is that if you look at what a general manager's job is one is to make sure his employees are happy and protect the assets of the Niello company, and of course make a profit. And what our job is to go over the financial statement is to understand that schedules are huge. I can't say it enough. Schedules are huge. I said that, Mrs. Toll, right? The goal is making sure, are we making a profit and doing the right things? And that's really a lot of the fun part of that, educating, breaking down those bolts, showing them the financial statement, showing the impact of what happens when you have them, you're saying you make a lot of money and your schedules are overloaded. So I think that is really what we focus on a lot, is how do we make profit? And it's actually a lot of fun. So let's just, Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, so for me, it was eye-opening to become a general sales manager for the Niello company because they do things so differently. They open your eyes to really a whole lot of really the statement that we talked about, how to make money, for the dealership and give our clients the best service possible that we can. So when you look at it, you really can break down every day of where you're at, and then you look at that morning and say where you need to be for that day. And it's very easy to figure out a lot of the service stuff. when it comes to, your daily projections, what it's going to take to make a profit, what it's going to take to, to maximize your hours, because we sell hours in parks and cars, right? So to maximize all of that is what we're learning, and it's just incredible. I've been in the car business for, over 20 years, and I have not learned what I've learned about service, nor did I think I thought I knew, but I really did.
Yeah.
Andre?
No, I agree. I think that you know what, when Justin was just talking about making profit, I think the looking at the statements really shows that even if, especially on the sales side, we're not. Let's say it's not a profitable deal for us, but if you look at the actual statement and you look at the progress of the car from the time that it came in to the time that it was sold, it was actually profitable, and it helps us make decisions in that way. Because just because sales department didn't make that much money doesn't mean that that car actually wasn't profitable from the time that went for service, through reconditioning, and ultimately on our front lines. So definitely helpful for sure.
Love that. Eddie.
How about summoning?
Ronnie.
Thank you.
Eddie, brother.
Yeah. So, as a general sales manager, right, our job is to generate profit for the sales department, and we're looking at gross profit lines all day long. Once totally got involved with us and really started opening us up to the entire pool, which is the dealership and everything that goes on within, and we actually see where all these expenses and everything go. It really opened our eyes, and it's going to be detrimental and great for us in the future.
Wow. Well, as future leaders, there's so much more to learn. What are some of the learning opportunities that you're most looking forward to for this year?
I can start with this one. As of right now, we've had a handful of meetings, and Totally does a really good job of getting us the knowledge that we need in order for us to just kind of dip into it. But I think that the deeper we get into the granular things, I think that's definitely going to be helping us out a lot. Again, in regards to making decisions, what's smart for our store, not just for the sales department. So definitely looking forward to that.
Absolutely. That's a little bit.
It's really seeing the big picture overall, from start to finish of what it takes to run a dealership, and what it takes to maintain staff, and what it takes to, really get that car from start to finish. People are blown away that we can get cars in the Niello company turned in 2.5, 3 days and put to the front line, already pictured, ready to go, ready to sell. And that takes a team. The sales department, generally, you just kind of focus on sales, right? You think you're the ones that are making the clock tick, and you're turning the wheel. There's a big part of that we're missing, which is fixed ops. So there is, like I said before, a lot of similarities between fixed ops and variable, and what we're doing here in this secret society is learning that and trying to do the best we can for our company.
Well, within the Niello company, a couple of our core values: we encourage self-improvement, we hold high expectations, and we embrace change. So I'm just excited day by day to be thinking more like a general manager rather than like a general sales manager.
Absolutely. And totally knowing, fixed ops, knowing finance, not just sales to become a GM is so important. And it's incredible that the Niello company understands that and is working towards building the future leaders here at the Niello companies.
I think that what makes us different is we believe in making great assistants, making great future. So as we have assistant parts managers, assistant service managers, right? As we're growing people, assistant sales managers, and now we have assistant general managers to learn. So when we have those opportunities, we don't want to go outside. We want to hire within. As I like to say, we don't have a tech shortage because we hire within. I don't want to say we don't have a general manager problem because we hire within. And it starts with great training. And I'm so proud of these 3 guys. There's actually, I think, 10 of us on the board on the team. There's 10 on there that we're growing these future leaders that want to learn more. And that's what the Niello company is all about.
Wow. Yep. We are here at Porsche Sacramento with Tully Williams and the incredible future leaders here at the Niello company. Stay tuned because we will be right back.